Interactive listening tips. Interactive listening is a crucial skill for effective communication, whether in personal or professional contexts. Here we are going to discuss the 5 interactive listening tips in detail. Number 1, paraphrase. Paraphrase the message to the speaker in order to confirm your understanding. Explain that by putting the message in your own words, you can concentrate more on what was said, making you listen better. For example, the speaker says, I feel really overwhelmed with all the projects at work right now. There just isn't enough time to get anything done. Listeners' response by paraphrasing, it sounds like you were feeling swamped with your workload and struggling to find enough time to complete all your tasks. This example demonstrates how paraphrasing helps in active listening by confirming, understanding, and encouraging the speaker to continue sharing. Second interactive listening tip is repeat. Repeat the message to help remember what was said. Explain that by doing this to other person's satisfaction that you have heard his or her message correctly. You ensure that you not only are listening but really understand what was said. For example, the speaker says, I have been having trouble sleeping lately. It's starting to affect work. Listener responds by repeating, I understand that trouble sleeping affecting your work. Repeating key phrases from the speaker's statements shows that the listener is paying close attention and values what the speaker is saying. It also helps clarify and reinforce the speaker's message, encouraging them to elaborate further. The third interactive listening tip is probe. Probe for missing information. Explain that by requesting or asking questions, you find out any information that may have been missing in the communications or that you need or want. For example, the speaker says, I'm really worried about the upcoming presentation. I don't feel prepared at all. Listener responds by probing, what specifically makes you feel unprepared? Probing questions help the speaker explore their thoughts and feelings more deeply, demonstrating that the listener is genuinely interested in understanding their perspective. And the fourth interactive listening tip is clarify. Clarify any points that you might not completely understand. Explain that this also ensures that you have heard exactly what the other person intended to communicate. For example, the speaker says, I'm thinking of making a big change in my career. Listener responds by clarifying, could you please explain what kind of change you are considering? These clarifying questions help ensure that the listener accurately understands the speaker's message, reducing misunderstandings and fostering more effective communication. And the final interactive listening tip is remember. Remember the important points of the message for future application. Explain that this helps you retain the most important points of the communication. For example, the speaker says, I have been really stressed out all the deadlines at work. Listener responds by remembering, I recall you were dealing with multiple tight deadlines last month too. Is this a recurring issue? Using remember technique helps to build trust and rapport, showing the speaker that you were genuinely engaged and invested in their experiences and concerns. So, these are the 5 interactive listening tips to improve communication. Improving your interactive listening skills takes practice and mindfulness, but it greatly enhances the quality of your interactions and relationships. Thank you for listening.